Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third week of Sahaja Yoga meditation, which is also the final week. So good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to each and every one of you who have joined this session from different time zones in different parts of the world. My name is Abhinav, and I'm going to be your host for this week. And last week has been, this was about self-awareness. Before that, it was self-realization. So before we proceed further, I would request you all to just close your eyes and reflect on how your journey has been. And those of you who have joined us for the first time, I'd request you to just wave or just put it in the chat box. And some of us will attend to you and move you to the breakout room to just take you through the whole process. And so like I said, let's just reflect, take a few deep breaths, close our eyes, and feel how this journey has been for us, and how our day has been, basically everything, and how we are feeling at the moment, and to just bring our attention in the present moment, to leave all the thoughts behind us and be in this very moment for this session. Just a quick reminder, we are being recorded live. And this is being live streamed on YouTube. So also request you to please put your mobile phones on silent mode so that you don't get distracted. Also request you to put your microphones on mute so that we don't disturb each other. And some chat will be disabled actually during the whole meditation process. I'm sorry, so I asked you to mention in the chat box, so you can just wave if you're new here, and some of us will just attend to you. We have a Q&A session with all of us together at the end. So if you have any doubts, you can just leave it for the end of the session, and that will be answered by any one of us. So can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah, so week one was self-realization. So you got to know about yourself. And week two was again deepening knowledge of Sahaja Yoga. You got to know about different chakras, different energy centers, Muladhara Chakra, Sahasrara Chakra, Nadhi Chakra, Anahata Heart Chakra. And yesterday it was about Vishuddhi Chakra. And this week, today's session will be focusing on Agnya and then subsequently Sahasrara, and then following from tomorrow onwards, it will be about knowledge and thoughtless awareness. And when I say knowledge, it's not the knowledge from the books or any subject matter that you need to become experts. It's a knowledge of self. So you have to develop an expertise of yourself, of your own inner subtle system. And of course, the end goal is to go into thoughtless awareness. And thoughtless awareness is achieved by meditating every day. I mean, that's so I'm hoping that all of you were able to find time at least 5 minutes in the morning, and 5 or 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. 5 minutes in the morning sort of charges you up, it clears your mind. You are spiritually well equipped to take the day head on and navigate through the whole day, through ups and downs, any setbacks or anything. You don't really get pressured by it. Or if there's something that you've achieved, there's some success, you don't go overboard. So you're in a balanced state. And when you come back, going through all of that, 10 minutes of meditation in the evening, you just leave all of that behind, and then again clear your mind, and then go to bed. And in that process, and by repeating this process every day, you rise, my fellow seekers, you rise in your spiritual ascent. And then of course Mother Kundalini does all the magic. You eventually do nothing. It's pure surrender. However, I'm not going to bombard you with all of this information. We will be discovering this in the whole process. So the topic for today is again, like I said, Agnya Chakra and Sahasrara Chakra. Agnya Chakra is my favorite chakra, and the reason being, it's the tough nut to crack. It is one of the most, I would say, it just has got 2 petals, but this is where even the most experienced yogis struggle here, because it deals with our ego, our superego. I mean, I'm sure you, in your life, in your daily life, you come across people who say things like, "Oh, I've been doing this for 30 years. Are you going to teach me how to do that?" So, well, this is not new. We all have said it in some point of time in our lives, and we come across people who say this. Well, this is a sign that our Agnya Chakra has been affected. So, even believe you me, even the most experienced yogis also struggle here. But of course, I mean, there are ways and means to transcend this and move beyond this chakra and to reach our Sahasrara and connect with the all pervading power. You will get to know more about this in this session. And then once we're done with this, with these chakras, you will be listening to from Shri Mataji herself. She'll be talking about how you go beyond Agnya Chakra, and then that will be followed by a short meditation, and then we have our sort of interactive session. Can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah, so leads for today are Sobik and Auntie Mary. So Sobik Bhaiya has an IT background, and that he's on the screen. He's also a great musician, and he has composed so many songs. Well, that's him being humble there. And that's Auntie Mary. Auntie Mary, you can come back on screen. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, she has been an educator. She's retired now, but very good singer herself. If you were there yesterday, you must have heard her sing the song that she composed. And I would also like to introduce you to my co-host Varnika, who will also be here with us actually for the rest of the week. And now, without wasting further time, I would now hand over to Sobik Bhaiya.
Thank you, Abhinav. That was a humbling introduction, actually. We want to keep things simple, of course. So today, without wasting any more time, actually, today I'd like to talk about the Agnya Chakra. So this is the sixth chakra in our subtle system. And if we look at the slide, which will be the next slide there, we can see there that Agnya Chakra actually has two petals, and it lies, if you look at the head of that person there, the position in head, right, towards the middle of the picture there, it is at the level of the forehead. In your hands, or our hands, it is the ring finger on the left hand, right, and the toes also ring toes on both the feet. The quality is forgiveness, and the quality is something that actually is gained or achieved simply by meditating. So this quality has to come automatically within us. We do not put pressure on ourselves for anything, like mental pressure, I mean, in order to gain the quality, like I have to have this quality, I have to have this quality. We don't do that. But with the Kundalini awakening, these qualities automatically comes, and we are able to forgive others. But to start with, if you remember, during our self-realization process, we said, I forgive everyone. So we can put our hand on our Agnya Chakra, even now, right hand, left hand on a lap, open and facing upwards, and attention on our forehead. And we can say, I forgive everyone. When we do this, we are silencing our right Agnya Chakra, which is affected by ego. And when we say, I forgive I forgive myself, sorry, I forgive myself, then we look after our left Agnya Chakra. So we give peace to both ego and superego by forgiving either others or ourselves. And in the process, what happens is we can open our eyes now. In the process, what happens is it makes it easy for us to go into the state of thoughtless awareness. So when we win over our ego, the humility comes in automatically, as well as the compassion. Now, humility, if you remember, on the very first day, we talked about Muladhara Chakra. First day, of second week, I guess. So Muladhara Chakra, one of the qualities of Muladhara Chakra is humility as well. And if you look at the left channel, you see that the Agnya Chakra and Muladhara Chakra are linked together with the left channel. Okay, so left channel starts at Muladhara Chakra, right at the bottom on the left side, and it goes up and actually crosses over with the right channel at the level of the Agnya Chakra. So Agnya Chakra actually is linked to Muladhara Chakra. So the very first thing we need to look after to keep the Agnya clear is to look after our Muladhara as well. So purity of eyes is very important when it comes to keep our Agnya Chakra clean. I will come back to that later, but we can see we can see on the left side of the screen there under the characteristics, the element is light, the color is silver. Now, physical plexus, if you look at the Agnya Chakra itself, then the chakra is manifested at the level of optic chiasma, where actually the two nerves, the optic nerve, they cross each other. So that is the level where the Agnya Chakra is manifested. But the physical organ that is represented by this chakra is called thalamus. Now, thalamus is also a Greek word, just like sacrum. And thalamus means the inner chamber. Now, inner chamber, that part of the brain, which is at the base of the brain actually, is the inner chamber to the brain. We cannot see it if we show the brain to somebody in your hand. You cannot actually see that chamber, but it is inside, at the base of the brain, a little bit inside. And that through the thalamus, many nerves pass through to the cerebral cortex. Now, cerebral cortex is Sahasrara Chakra. So there is a direct link to our Sahasrara Chakra and our body, lower body, through Agnya Chakra. So you can see that how important Agnya Chakra is when it comes to the communication of brain with our whole body. So our nervous system, the Agnya Chakra is the gateway to go into the Sahasrara, or to go into the cerebral cortex. Now, the physical organs represented by the Agnya Chakra is actually, there are two glands. One is called as pituitary gland. The other one is called as pineal body or pineal gland. I was doing a little research actually to look at, I'm not a health professional, so I don't know these things in detail, whatever. So I Googled a few things and found out, to my surprise, was these two glands actually produce different hormones. And how not having right Agnya Chakra, the balanced Agnya Chakra, is so detrimental to us, because one, this pituitary gland is so important in giving us the balance to many things in our body, like blood sugar level or the blood pressure and things like that. You can go and research yourself. These are very minor things that I know from Googling anyway. So, and the pineal gland, to my surprise, was related to a hormone called melatonin, which regulates our sleep pattern. And it says that even a slightest amount of light, I think they measure it in lux, and 8 lux, they say, which is slightly above above our table lamp light. So even the slightest amount of light actually can affect the rhythm of our sleep. And that results in the tiredness, stress. And I don't have to tell, what happens when we have less amount of sleep, right? So the whole time we are sleeping, the light can actually affect the Agnya Chakra. And believe me or not, green light as compared to, blue light as compared to blue light, meaning our devices, right? Our phones, our computers and stuff like that. So the blue light is twice as detrimental as compared to the green light. So if we are spending a lot of time on the screen, then our Agnya Chakra is directly affected. All right. So these are the physical side, of how the Agnya Chakra can be affected, and how the pineal body and pituitary glands can have the effect where when it gets hyperactive, then it might produce higher amount of hormones, and that might give overactivity in our body and gives imbalances. So if we look at our subtle system, we have known in the past few days that different chakras are related to different organs, and how the qualities of those chakras are maintained when we meditate, and how the overactivity or the lesser activity underactivity can actually cause problems, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually as well. So looking after the Agnya Chakra is very, very important. So now, because Agnya Chakra is gateway to the Sahasrara, that means it is a gateway to thoughtless awareness, right? So we cannot be thoughtless unless our Agnya Chakra is actually dilated enough for the Kundalini to pass through. So the very first thing that closes our Agnya Chakra is actually two balloons in our head that are ego and superego. Now those two balloons are formed because of our activity from the left side and the right side. So the more we dwell into the extremes of action and extremes of emotions and desires, the Agnya Chakra is blocked, and we go into the vicious circle where we actually are always playing or being played by our mind, rather than we go beyond the mind. So the meditation, when the Kundalini is awakened, Kundalini actually in meditation suck the balloons and make the way for the Kundalini to go up and through the Agnya Chakra. Right? That happens the very first time when we get our realization. But after that, it is our responsibility to look after ourselves. If the spiritual ascent and meditation and awakening is important to us, is priority to us, then we have to look after our Agnya Chakra. Now, forgiving, as I said, is the thing that we can do in order to keep the Agnya Chakra in balance. So forgiving not only others and ourselves, but also the thoughts that come within us. So when we are meditating, if there are too many thoughts, we just go, I forgive these thoughts and let them go, right? So, through the Agnya Chakra, we go into the Sahasrara Chakra, and it is a gateway, as I said. So next step now is going through the Agnya Chakra into the Sahasrara Chakra in order to manifest the thoughtless awareness. So it is very important that we keep our Agnya Chakra in balance. So I would like to hand over now to Auntie Mary to talk about the Sahasrara Chakra, where she will give you more information. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Sobik, for such an animated and detailed explanation of our Agnya Chakra. Kia ora. Let's have a look at our Sahasrara Chakra. I'll just talk to the diagram for a start. And we can see that the Sahasrara, as Sobik has said, the Agnya is a gateway to the Sahasrara, which is placed at the top of our heads, at the fontanelle bone area. And on the left there, you can see where our fontanelle bone area is, and that's where our Sahasrara is. We can feel our Sahasrara on the palms, in the center of the palms of our hands. And we can also feel our Sahasrara, if there are any catches or if we're feeling pain or anything, we can, if it's in the center of the soles of our feet, then we know it's something to do with our Sahasrara. And it's, so our Sahasrara is placed in what we call the limbic area, the area of our brain that looks after our behavioral and emotional development or part. Now, our Sahasrara, like our other chakras, has a left part and a right part, and a central part, which is our present channel. If we look at the left side, so looking at the diagram of the chakras, we can see the Sahasrara has, well, firstly, it has many different colors. And so it looks like a colorful, they look like colorful flames. Our Sahasrara looks like this because here we find all our chakras, which are placed in our subtle system. They are also integrated or placed in our Sahasrara. And each of the chakras is a different color. And these colors can be seen in the diagram at the top of our heads. Like very colorful. Some of the qualities, when we look at the left side of our Sahasrara, we can see one of the qualities is that we realize that we are protected by this divine energy, and that also this is where we overcome any obstacles. So firstly, when our Kundalini comes up through our chakras and breaks through into the Sahasrara, we have the integration of all the chakras, and also the integration of that union with the divine energy that is all around us. One of the qualities, and these are the qualities, this is the qualities of our central channel, that we gain our self-realization or our self-knowledge. On the left side, this is where we have the protection of the divine, and we overcome any challenges. And on the right side, of our Sahasrara, the qualities are where we realize that our Mother Kundalini conquers any problems, any challenges that we may face. She looks after them. So it is as Sobika said, when we are in that state of thoughtless awareness, where we are aware of everything, but we have little or no thoughts, that is where we are protected. That is our safe place, where we are protected by our Mother Kundalini, where we are protected by this divine energy that's all around us. So that's probably one of our main aims or goals, is to always focus our attention at Sahasrara. And as I just said, when we have our attention at Sahasrara, that is like our protective place. And it's also a place when we're in this thoughtless awareness state that problems can be solved. I think Abhinav said at the beginning, we realize as we go through our meditation journey that actually we do nothing at all, but by surrendering or giving up our problems, that they are solved by us. But it takes a lot of practice, and we're all still working towards that in our journey of meditation. But once that is achieved, we know that any problems. It's like we might have something on our mind that is annoying us or bugging us, or a problem that we might have. If we go for a walk, we might look at the sea, and when we look at the sea or any other thing in nature, it makes us thoughtless. We actually have no thought as we admire the beautiful scenery, or we're just looking. And often that is a time where solutions come into our attention. So and this is what we try to achieve, is to be thoughtlessly aware at Sahasrara. We're always working towards that as we clear our chakras and help our kundalini to come up to our Sahasrara, and then be in thoughtless awareness, where we have that union with the divine, but we also have the protection and the solving of any problems or any challenges that we may face in our daily lives. Yes, as I said, these things can be overcome and solutions can be gained when we're in that thoughtless state. I think those are the main things to discuss about the Sahasrara Chakra, an important chakra because all our meditations lead to the Sahasrara, where we want to be in that state of thoughtless awareness, as well as asking those thoughts to just go away. We can also just watch any thoughts coming in and then watching them go away. So there are different ways where we become more detached, I mean, the opposite. We become detached and with these thoughts, just watching them. Okay. Let's just have a little short meditation on our Sahasrara. But firstly, make sure you're sitting comfortably, whether it's on a chair or on the floor, and just have your hands with your palms facing up on your lap. And we'll start by just taking our attention to our Muladhara chakra. And we're just going to use our attention, bring our attention up through our chakras, through our Muladhara, which is our base chakra, and just bring our attention up to our Sahasrara Chakra, second one. Bring our attention to our Nabi, and then up to our Anahata, our heart. Bringing our attention up to our Vishuddhi, and then to our Agnya, then bringing our attention up to our Sahasrara, to the top of our head. Now we can take our right hand and just place it firmly on the top of our head, on the fontanelle bone area, on our Sahasrara. Press down firmly and just move it 7 times in a clockwise way on our Sahasrara. So press down and move the top of our head, the skin, 7 times to help to bring our attention to our Sahasrara. And just slowly lift your hand and bring it down to your lap, but keep your attention at Sahasrara, at the top of your head. And when you're ready, just close your eyes. Mother Kundalini, please raise our Kundalini fully to Sahasrara. Please let our attention be fully established, fully settled at Sahasrara. Attention at the top of our head at Sahasrara. Please, Mother Kundalini, clear any blockages, clear any heat, and let our Kundalini fully come to Sahasrara. Please take us into the state of thoughtless awareness. Please take any thoughts from me. Please let me be a detached witness. Let me watch my thoughts come in and go out. Please let my attention rest at Sahasrara. And we can take our right hand again to the top of our head. Press down firmly on our fontanelle bone area. And just moving, massaging our scalp 7 times in a clockwise way. 7 times for each of our chakras. And then just slowly lift your hand and see if you can feel anything, whether it's cool or heat coming from our fontanelle bone area. We know that our Kundalini has been awakened. It is coming from out our Sahasrara. Keep our attention at Sahasrara and bring your hand back down to your lap. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Shortly, we're going to listen to a talk from Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaja Yoga. As we listen to Shri Mataji's talk, I want you to have an awareness of what you're feeling on your subtle system, what you're feeling on your hands. Just be aware how you're feeling as we start listening to Shri Mataji's talk. And then once we've listen to Shri Mataji's talk, how you're feeling after. Because Shri Mataji, as she talks about the chakras, she's actually clearing us. So let's see, as an experience, let's see if you notice any changes, any clearing that is happening within your subtle system. Whether you feel a stronger feeling of coolness on your Sahasrara, or whether you're feeling it in the palms of your hand in the center. But as we watch Shri Mataji's talk, we'll have that awareness. Thank you. Let's listen to Shri Mataji's talk about both the Agnya and the linking to the Sahasrara. Thank you.
Now, one thing is there obstructing Sahasrara is the movement of your Agnya into thoughts. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that stops your entry into Sahaja. Thoughts are coming all the time. Because a human being is born who reacts to everything. React to this and react to that, and the thoughts come in and thoughts go. There's a big crowd of thoughts. Because of that, your attention cannot cross over Agnya and can reside in the Sahasrara. So first of all, one should see what sort of thoughts are coming. You have to condemn yourself sometimes. You have to say, what nonsense, what have I been doing? What's the matter with me? How could I do all that? Once you start doing that, these thoughts will start disappearing. These thoughts are coming from two angles, one from the ego and another from your conditionings. And these are so much built up within you that they don't allow your Agnya to be crossed. That's why we have two bija mantras of Ham Ksham. First one is, when it is conditioning, you are endowed with this kind of a fear. I shouldn't do like this, I shouldn't do like that, is not allowed, that is not allowed. That's the conditioning part of it. Conditioning can be of many types. But the ego part of it is that I must overpower everybody, I must get this, I must be able to rule everyone. These two things are there in the mind, which are all the time crossing. So it's important that we should go into thoughtless awareness. And that thoughtless awareness is the real way that your Sahasrara can be nourished by the Kundalini. Because Kundalini cannot go through, cannot pass through. And for that, as I said, there are two bija mantras. One is Ham, another Ksham. So if you are conditioned, you are frightened, you are afraid, and you had ideas about yourself. These days, the way people are describing, they'll say, I'm an extrovert. Somebody will say, I'm an introvert. Somebody will say, I'm hippie, I'm that. All kinds of things they can have attributed to themselves. But these ideas are all coming from outside. They are not from inside. To get to the inner side of yourself, to the subtler side of your being, you must allow the Kundalini to go through the Agnya. To cross the Agnya is a very important thing in modern times. And for that, you have to meditate. If you can meditate with complete faith in yourself, this Agnya can be opened up with surrendering to the Divine. You have to surrender yourself to the Divine. And when this Agnya opens, you'll be amazed. Your Sahasrara is just waiting to transfer, to give you all the help that you need through the all-pervading power. Your connection of Sahasrara with the all-pervading power is established. And by that, you will be amazed how all these 7 chakras work for you. How they help you. How they try to give you whatever is the real knowledge about everything. This real knowledge that you get is very joy-giving. You can see this real knowledge in everything. You don't have to start reading any book about it. In every situation and in every person, in every flower, in every natural happening, you see clearly the hand of the divine. Once you see the hand of the divine, your ego starts disappearing.
We can just see, after listening to Shri Mataji's talk, the changes we might feel on our palms or at Sahasrara. So just take a little note of those changes. And now we're going to continue the state of meditation, and we'll listen to some music, especially composed for our Agnya. Thank you. Keeping our attention at Sahasrara. And let's enjoy the music. piece of music to be in meditation too, for our meditation. Let us finish our meditation by raising our Kundalini and putting ourselves in Bandhan. Remember our left hand, our hand of desire, just goes straight up. And our right hand is encouraging, pulling our Kundalini up through our chakras above Sahasrara and tying one knot. Second time, pulling our Kundalini up through our chakras, through our Agnya, beyond Sahasrara, and tie 2 knots. Third time, and tie 3 knots for our 3 channels. Now we'll put ourselves in a band of protection, a band of love. So starting here, we're pulling the core vibrations that are coming from the center of our hand up over our head 7 times, once for each chakra. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, 2, Nabi for 3, Anahata 4, Vishuddhi 5, Agnya 6, and Sahasrara 7. Thank you, everyone. I'll now pass you over to Vanika, who will take you through the next part. Thank you, Vanika.
Thank you, Auntie Mary. That was an absolute beautiful experience. And I'm sure everybody has gone in a very thoughtless awareness state of experience and meditation and calmness. So just want to ask everybody, how are you feeling? I'm sure some would be feeling calm, some would be feeling something else. So it's very important to introspect on the feeling and the sensations, not only in your mind, but also in your fingertips, in your chakras, in your Sahasrara, any sort of sensation from tingling to cold, hot, or just a sense of being is important. And then asking yourself, how do I feel about that sensation? Or how do I even feel about any aspect of this introspection? What are the feelings going through my mind after this meditation and after all of this knowledge about our subtle system and chakras and the physicality of it and the emotional qualities for every chakra and how they affect us not only into our day-to-day lives, but also in our physical growth and spiritual growth, all integrated at the same time. So something I have always followed since I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation from uni days to the working professional now is introspect. Till the time you do not introspect on your journey, your meditation journey, your experience, you do not know what's going through. You do not know the experience, or you do not even know how to experience the joy if you're feeling joy. But if you're feeling something else, then that's something you'd like to address. So maybe start with writing your feelings, not just about the day-to-day lives and the day-to-day, situations we have to deal with, if you're working or you've got a high intensity work environment, or you're teaching, or you're a student, or even if you're a homemaker, or you're a mother, or your parents or your grandparents. Like, everybody's got so many things going on in their lives, and it's important as we play these roles in this drama of life. It's important to sit in silence after our silent meditation as well, and jot these thoughts in a piece of paper, in a meditation journal. It's good to keep a separate journal for your meditation progression if you're new to this practice, because that helps you, guides you through your journey, and that's yours. Nobody can take that away from you. And you look back to the pages and the papers throughout your experience, and then you introspect about it, and you feel, oh my God, like, what if that state I was made me feel that at that moment, but now that I have gone ahead in my meditation practice, I feel completely different about it. And that's also something for you to experience, and something joyful, or something to share your thoughts and keep it to yourself. And years down the track, like older and experienced spiritual beings, you can share it with new seekers and new beginners, because this is memorable, this is gold, this is yours, and nobody can take that feeling from you, because this energy which is sitting inside you, it is your own mother, and you're awakening it with this true meditative practice you do daily, just for 5-10 minutes in the morning, to, like Abhinav said in the starting, to kickstart your day. It's like, you know how you have your morning coffee, or you brush your teeth, or you breathe, or whatever you do to get yourself started in the morning. This should be the first thing, actually, to start yourself in the morning, and then end your day in the evening with a cleanse of salt water foot soak, and put all your bad vibes or bad day or stress in life into that water and flush it away, and then you're clean as a baby. And you can go to bed after you journal as well. So that was a good checkout points that you can think about right now after this beautiful meditation experience. And if there are some things you're not sure about, we can have a quick chat about it. And if you go to the next slide, there's a lot of information online everywhere available for you. If there are certain classes that you were interested in and you might have missed, or you want to revisit, you can go to that specific website that's stated on the slide, and then we can keep everybody connected to the WhatsApp group or email ID if you want to reach out to us. And yeah, and we can open the floor for question and answer session right now. And feel free not only just to ask any questions, but also to share any sort of experience or any sort of doubt, or even a good experience. Whatever is in your head, just take it out all. So I'll open the floor for question and answers now. Feel free.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself or open your videos, and yeah, please interact with the team. Feel free to take the benefit of, asking any clarification you may have.
Yeah, any questions? Anybody who's new here? Is there anybody new?
There is just one thing I just want to add on to, just to clarify a little better. Whenever we have used the word introspection in this session, what we are trying to say that introspection is sometimes, we close our eyes and we look at ourselves and we find lots of problems that, and kind of depressing ourselves, right? And that takes a lot of energy to do that actually. So introspection should not be confused with feeling guilty, but rather it is a very spontaneous exercise. And if you do it on your vibratory awareness, it's very well done and very well understood. So what is it? It is that when we sit down, we look at our vibratory awareness, and see which chakra is having, the sensation that is, say, uncomfortable to bear with, right? Which is like pinching, little hot, or numbness, or no sensation at all. And that chakra we need to then look at and see what qualities that chakra represents, and do I lack those qualities? Yeah, and if that's the case, then we should work on improving those qualities in us. And if we look at it, that positive approach towards it, then that introspection is very beneficial and helpful, and that doesn't get us down the guilt journey here. So that is what Shri Mataji has asked about introspecting. And also that should not be done too much. It's rather we should work on our chakras and pray to Mother Kundalini that she opens those chakras for us, and play her magic. It is very beautiful that to surrender to her and to allow her to work us through that experience. So yeah, please try. Just wanted to clarify on that word introspection, and not get carried away with feeling guilty.
Thank you for clarifying that, Mohan Bhaiya. It's actually introspection again is about awareness of your subtle system and not entangling yourself in your thoughts, because the whole purpose gets defeated.
Yeah, that's correct. The whole purpose is defeated, that we want to be thoughtless, and yet we get analytical about it. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Bhaiya.
So yeah, please, floor is open. Please feel free to talk, ask questions, and it will be beautiful, to interact with you guys.
Anyone, any young people who have any questions?
You can just give us some feedback as well on how you're feeling and how your journey's been so far.
In case you want to talk on a one-on-one basis, let us know. We can put you in a breakout room with someone, and then you can talk.
Yeah, if you feel shy or sort of if you are hesitant in this open forum, you can just send a direct message to any one of the hosts, and we will go in the breakout room with you.
Yeah, cool. All right. Looks like everybody's peaceful enough, I guess.
Very sorted.
Cool.
Perfect.
So if there's not much of questions, then we'll wind up the day for today, and we'll look forward to you tomorrow again, same time. Please come back and let's meditate. Yeah.